call you, Julie? What shall you be for the moment? She's going to introduce a dear friend of hers before we begin our next Power Talk. So there's no labels for you. Okay, so she's going to come up here and she's going to set the stage in so many words for our next speech, and I appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thank you, Carrie. There's no tinkling brakes allowed. I am so excited because I get to introduce a dear friend, someone who was born 3 months premature at all of 1 pound, 14 ounces. This is my dear friend Amy Liss, who was born with cerebral palsy. You heard Elena talking about her sister Lizzie. Well, I will give you the quick rundown of how I met Amy. We come out to Chicago every summer to do our leadership academies out here, and every summer we also have our girls go out and do community service. And one of the places we always visit is this great place called Easter Seals, which works with kids with disabilities. And every year, without fail, Amy would be the first one to greet us with her JFSLA shirt on, right, Shannon? Her JFSLA shirt on. She'd be smiling. She'd give our girls a tour of the whole facility. And our girls would give clinics, and they'd visit the whole facility. And finally, 5 years into this relationship, which is why I kicked myself, because our girls loved Amy, I finally said, Amy, why don't you come out on the last day when we host our very own World Cup? Forget about FIFA's World Cup. We have our very own World Cup. It's the real World Cup. And Amy's like, yeah, I'll come out. She comes out, and immediately the girls start chanting Amy's name, and everyone runs over to her. And it hit me like Amy should be a part of our staff, because when you meet Amy, your world changes. As simple as that. So I wanted to take 10 minutes to introduce the great Amy Liss to you guys today. Come on, Amy! Yes! And this is her fabulous mother, Kathy Liss, who deserves a huge round of applause. Is Tom here too? Come snuggling close, Aim. Okay. Amy, you may not know this, is a huge sports fan. What did you think of Elena?
She was fabulous. We have all the same values, which is great. Let me just say that I'm humbled to be in such a great room of leaders. I was too young to appreciate Julie Foudy's soccer career.
Are you saying I'm old, Amy?
No, but I'm not too young to appreciate you as a friend, leader, and just phenomenal person. So thank you for everything. Round of applause for Julie.
Amy, do you want to tell them what your favorite sport is?
I love college basketball.
Okay. Do you want to tell them that you're coming around to soccer, or do I have to prompt that?
I'm coming around to soccer and have had the opportunity to share my story across the nation to a lot of soccer programs, so I'm slowly learning all the rules.
Can you give people a sense? No one knows what it's like to be confined to a wheelchair your entire life, to be dependent on others to feed you, to bathe you. Can you give them a sense of what it's like to have cerebral palsy?
It takes a lot of patience with myself, and because I need so many people to help me. That's why I have a team of people that keeps expanding. It is difficult some days because I'm born with cerebral palsy, and the type I have is called spastic quadriplegic, which all my muscles are very tight. You can probably hear that when I get excited and see it throughout my body. So that's a little hard to deal with at some point. I wish my movements were easier, but my wheelchair helped me get around and keeps me mobile and helps me be as independent as possible.
We talk a lot about team in sports, of course, but your team is critical in your life. How special and important is that team?
I wouldn't be who I am without them, or I'd I am in my life without my parents, sisters, brother-in-laws, and everybody that I've met along the way, and I work hard to keep expanding my team, so it's all about building relationships and giving people the opportunity to get to know me.
And when people get to know you, and this is the thing that strikes me with Amy, is that, you know, we go through life and we have things we complain about, or we have things that we get sad about, or we want to talk about. And the thing with Amy, when you talk to her, the thing that shouts out and resonates is Amy finds positive in everything she does. She finds positive in other people. Tell them what your daily slogan is that actually is above your bed on the ceiling.
Live each day with an attitude of gratitude.
Live each day with an attitude of gratitude. Where does that come from, Amy?
I've just always tried to be positive and patient, and I have a strong faith, and there's a lot of people that are a lot worse off than me. You don't have to look very far, so I try to appreciate my blessings daily and be grateful for all I have.
We all have a lot of wishes in life, and we want to do this, and we want to try this. What's your wish, Amy?
My wish is to make a positive impact in other people's lives.
Is that all?
And hope that everyone could have an experience that makes them feel undescribable joy, like I do right now.
Oh. What do you hope young kids see and feel when they meet you?
That I'm just like anybody else and have the same interests and like the same things they do. I just do things a little bit differently, and accept me for who I am, and realize that when they talk to me, I have a lot to offer.
You have so much to offer. When I call Amy sometimes, her optimism is so infectious. She talks about the Cubs winning the World Series again.
It might happen this year.
Amy, tell them about your room, please.
My room is my happy place because it's a shrine to the Cubs and all the sports I love, and most of the memorabilia is autographed. So it's my favorite place in my house, and it's my place where I go to just be happy and by myself, and it puts a big smile on my face.
She's got Cubs bobbleheads, you have a Cubs fan.
I have a Cubs. My dad put Cubs stickers on my ceiling fan because I'm a Cubs fan.
So, what's your prediction for the Cubs this season, Aim?
It could be something special, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high.
What's your other favorite sports team?
Just any college basketball. I love the passion of college sports in general. Right now I'm a big Notre Dame fan because I got to meet one of the players. So I having fun following him. But I just love the passion and the atmosphere of college sports in general.
If you would leave everyone here with one piece of advice from the great Amy Liss, what would you say to them?
Appreciate your blessings and be positive influence to the people you coach or play for. And remember to live each day with the attitude of gratitude. It truly is my motto in life, and I try and live it each day.
One of the things that amazes me with Amy every year, and she never takes credit for it, is every year we ask all the kids who come to the camp, what's your favorite part of the camp? And we list all these different things. And we bring in Alex Morgan, national teamers, superstars, and the favorite thing, and it's not like every 7th eval, every single evaluation, without fail, and I'll go over and I'll show them to her because she'll be like, no, is the most impactful part of this camp was Amy Liss. And that is really the power of someone who's in a wheelchair, who can share her story or his story, who maybe comes from a different background, who looks differently, who acts differently. When you share your story, all of a sudden the world opens up to you, and most importantly to the person meeting Amy Liss.
But not typically this big a world.
So I just feel so blessed to have Amy come into our lives to share her stories with others, because I know my kids have benefited when they're around people with disabilities. I know our campers have as well. And the most important thing is you never underestimate the power of you, Amy Liss.
Yes, I know that now. And Julie taught me to believe in the power of self. So I'm believing that every day.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a new wheelchair, so I don't know how to work it.
It's a week old, so we're all learning together.
She goes, check out my blue rims on this one.
Thank you, Julie. I have to apologize to Julie because I was the one who told her that Elena wasn't going back to Delaware every off season, because that's what she told me. But apparently she was a chicken after that first winter, and she started going back to Delaware every once in a while. But she has